My beloved child, before the dawn touches the window of your life, I want you to understand that there are nights that were not created merely for sleep, but for the awakening of the soul. There are moments when I call you to rise in stillness, not by your own strength, but by the light I placed within your heart from the very beginning. When you choose to stand firm in the midst of weariness, when you allow faith to become the garment that covers your soul, something quiet begins to happen. What you cannot see with natural eyes begins to move. The heavens are no longer silent, and my presence begins to spread around your life like a protective embrace. In that moment, it is not only you who are lifted up, but your household as well, and the ones you love are placed under the keeping of my power. You often think that the things happening around you are merely the ordinary collisions of life. But I tell you that many of the things you feel deep within your heart do not come only from outward circumstances. There are unseen currents seeking to weary you, to make you doubt, to cause you to forget the light that once shone so clearly within you. These things do not arrive with loud noise. They come quietly, like a cold mist slipping through a door that was not fully closed. They plant heavy thoughts within your mind, whispers that make you begin to question what is good, and make you feel alone even while you are among your family. But you must remember, this darkness is not strong because it is great. It is strong only when you forget that the light still lives within you. Therefore I call you not to fear, but to awaken. When you turn your heart toward me, when you kneel in the silence of the night and call my name with sincerity, a power beyond your understanding begins to be revealed. Your lips may only whisper, and your prayer may tremble through tears. Yet it is precisely in that weakness that my power is most clearly shown. The forces that seek to make you fall are not afraid of loud words, but they tremble when they see a soul that continues to seek me, even while the heart is weary. For as long as you still turn back to me, every plan raised against you begins to lose its strength. My child, the faith I placed within you was never meant only to decorate peaceful days. Faith is like a flame kept alive in the night. When everything around you seems to sink into silence, that flame continues to burn quietly, yet steadfastly. It does not need to be great in order to be powerful, as long as it still shines. Darkness cannot completely take the room. When you pray, every word you speak is like a beam of light sent into the unseen world. You do not see its journey, but it reaches the place where I dwell, and from there, help begins to be sent. At times, you think that you are only speaking into emptiness. You look around and see nothing changing immediately. Yet I tell you that the heavens are never silent before your cry. Every word you offer, every breath you lift in trust is kept like a fragrance rising before me. Not one of your prayers is lost. Not one of your tears falls to the ground without my knowing it. These things become living testimony that your heart is still turned toward the light. And because of this, you do not need to fear the night of your life. Night was not given to defeat you, but to teach you that I am nearer than you imagine. When you sit in quietness and intercede for those you love, when you place your family into my hands with simple faith, an unseen wall is raised around them. You may not see it, but it is stronger than any wall built by human hands. Remember this. My beloved, you do not stand alone in the battles of your life. When you open your heart to me, all of heaven listens. When you continue to believe in difficult days, the light from me within you begins to spread, like the dawn slowly touching the horizon, and that very light will protect, heal, and keep your household in a peace that no power can take away. My beloved child, there are nights when you lie in silence, yet your heart feels as though it is standing in the middle of a storm. Your household seems surrounded by many heavy things, the pain of the body, words that wound one another, worries that have no clear name, and fractures in relationships that seem impossible to mend. In those moments you have turned toward the darkness and whispered to me with tears, "Father, do you truly see? I want you to know that not one of your cries falls into meaningless emptiness. I see every hurried breath you take in the night, every moment you turn away to hide your sorrow from those around you. I understand the silent battles within your heart, the things you have never spoken to anyone, and right in the midst of those things that appear to be weakness, I am quietly forming within you a strength you have never recognized before. You often think that faith is something spoken of only in peaceful days. But I tell you that the true strength of faith is not born under a gentle sun. It is formed in darkness, when you must keep walking even though you cannot see the road ahead, when you still cling to my promise while circumstances around you are filled with doubt. That is when the seed of faith begins to grow within you. And when you kneel in the night, your eyes wet and your heart trembling, yet still choosing to trust me, you are doing something exceedingly precious in the unseen realm. You are proving that love and trust are stronger than disappointment. You are choosing to stand rather than surrender, choosing praise rather than complaint. These things are not small. They echo in heaven as a living testimony that your soul still belongs to the light. My child, you must understand that what happens around your life is not merely a chain of random events. There is a quiet battle unfolding within every choice you make. Each time you are hurt and must decide how you will respond, a battle is already taking place. When you stand before anger and must choose between forgiveness and bitterness, that too is a battlefield. Even the words you speak to the people in your home, whether gentle or sharp, can become weapons of light or of darkness. Therefore, each time you choose love instead of contempt, you weaken the power of evil. Each time you lift your heart to me instead of sinking into despair, you open a pathway for my grace to flow into your household. There will be moments when you look around and feel the atmosphere in your family becoming heavy in ways you cannot explain. Arguments arise from small matters. Coldness slips into relationships that were once warm, and misunderstandings follow one another until you begin to wonder why everything has become so tangled. In such times, do not rush to accuse one another, and do not allow your heart to sink into disappointment. Recognize that there are unseen forces that delight in planting suspicion, pride, and distance within human hearts. They do not need violence to destroy a home. They only need to make hearts slowly grow cold toward one another, and the house will begin to crack on its own. Yet I have not left you powerless in this. I have placed in your hands something no force can withstand, prayer born from love. When you rise in faith and declare that your household belongs to me, that your family is covered by my light, something powerful begins to happen. Your prayers become like flames being lit around those you love. They build an unseen wall, a protection invisible to human eyes yet impenetrable to the power of darkness. When you intercede for your family, you open the door for my peace to enter every room and every heart. Therefore, my beloved child, do not think that your tears are a sign of failure. Often those very tears are the most sincere prayers. When you continue to seek me in the midst of your family's difficult days, dear family, I want to share something important with you all. Recently, our channel has been demonetized by YouTube, which means we no longer receive any earnings from our videos. Each video takes a lot of time, effort, editing, and resources to create, but we still want to continue spreading these powerful and uplifting messages to you. We truly wish to keep this channel alive and continue our mission, but doing this without any support is becoming very difficult. If our content has ever helped you, inspired you, or supported you in any way, we humbly request your support through Buy Me a Coffee. Even a small contribution helps us continue this journey. The support link is available in the comment section and the description. Thank you for your love, support, and prayers. God bless you. You are proving that the light still burns within your heart, and I am there, nearer than you realize, listening to every word you speak and supporting every step you take. Continue to stand firm in love. Continue to cover your household with faith, and you will see that even the darkest nights cannot extinguish the light I have placed within your family. My beloved child, I know there are moments when your soul feels exhausted. After many nights of prayer, after many times you have lifted your cries for your family, you begin to wonder whether those words truly reach me. Sometimes you look at your circumstances and see that things still seem unchanged, and the thought of giving up quietly slips into your heart. But I want you to listen deeply within your soul. The silence you feel is not my absence. There are battles unfolding that your eyes are not meant to see. I do not show you everything, not because I am distant, but because I protect your heart from things too great for your strength. In many nights when you believed the heavens were quiet, I was in fact working more powerfully than you could understand. As long as you continue to turn your heart toward me and hold on to faith even when you cannot see the outcome, I will complete the work that only I can do. My child, do not think that faith exists only when everything becomes clear. Faith is not the state of a heart that never feels fear. Faith is when you still stand firm, even while fear brushes against your soul. Faith is not when you believe only after seeing the miracle, but when you continue to believe even while the path ahead is still covered with mist. Each time you hold on to that faith within your heart, it is like guarding a small flame through the long night. That flame may not shine as brightly as the sun, yet it is enough to push back the darkness around your steps. What you may not yet realize is that the light you carry does not only guide your own way, it becomes a lamp for those in your family as well, for those who are longing to see even the smallest spark of hope in their weary days. Therefore, do not take lightly the place where I have positioned you within your home. You are not a helpless observer standing by while life unfolds around you. I have entrusted you with a role far greater than you imagine. You are like a watchman standing at the gate of your family. The words you speak, the attitude you choose, the way you respond in moments of difficulty, these shape the atmosphere within your home. When you open your mouth in prayer, you are raising invisible walls of protection. When you choose patience and love instead of anger, you are laying down stones of peace one by one. And each time you decide to forgive instead of holding on to bitterness, you close doors that darkness constantly tries to reopen. Many believe that protecting a family simply means providing food, clothing, and shelter, building strong walls and secure roofs. Yet I tell you that these alone are not the true foundation. If a house is built only by human strength, it may still tremble when the storms of life arrive. But when I am placed as the foundation of that home, then even when the winds roar and the rains pour down, the house will still stand firm. Its foundation is no longer human effort, but the living stone I have given. I also want you to remember the nights when you interceded for those you love. You called their names before me, the father struggling with illness, the mother whose body grows weak with exhaustion, the child who has wandered from the right path in life. I have heard every one of those prayers. Not a single cry you lift toward me falls to the ground unnoticed. You may not see the results immediately, but the seeds you have sown are resting in the deep soil of time. I am tending them in my own way. And when the right season arrives, you will see them rise into a harvest of grace. At times you wish that I would change your circumstances instantly. Yet I am doing something far deeper. I am transforming you. I am teaching you how to fight not with the anger of the flesh, but with the strength of the Spirit. I am teaching you that sincere prayer carries greater power than any weapon of this world. I am teaching you that love and trust can break chains that human eyes cannot see. Therefore, when you pray for your family, do not let anxiety guide your words. Pray with the certainty that my light is present. Walk through every room of your home with a trusting heart, offering each corner of that house to me. Declare that it belongs to the light, that my peace will dwell there. When you do this, you are not merely speaking words of prayer. You are standing on the front lines of a spiritual battle, holding the word of life like a sword of light. And remember this, so that your heart may remain steady. You are not fighting alone. I, the one who leads the armies of heaven, stand beside you, guarding, protecting, and fighting for your family with power that never fades. My beloved child, when night falls and the sounds of the world begin to grow quiet, do not allow your heart to tremble before the darkness. Night was not created to swallow the light, but to make the light shine even more brightly. It is against the deepest backdrop of darkness that the smallest flame can be seen most clearly. In the same way, the trials you are walking through are not signs that I have left you. They are the places where I am working quietly within your soul. If you had never walked through rough and uneven paths, you would never know how strong the faith I placed inside you truly is. If you had never passed through nights filled with tears, you would never discover that your heart could grow stronger and deeper every time you rise again. Every hardship, every wound, every hour when you felt you could no longer take another step is like a gentle chisel in my hands, shaping your life so that you may reflect my image more clearly. For this reason, I do not want you to enter the battles of your life with panic. I want you to walk with a peaceful soul. Peace is not the sign that your life will never face storms. It is the sign that you know who holds authority over every wave. When you remain calm in the midst of chaos, you are declaring to the darkness that it cannot control your heart. When your spirit stays at rest even though circumstances have not yet changed, you are proclaiming that you know I still reign upon my throne. Nothing happens outside my sight, and no wind ever passes through your life without first passing through my permission. When you understand this, fear will gradually lose its power, and peace will become the armor that surrounds your soul. My child, I also want you to look more deeply at the place where I have positioned you, your family. It is not by chance that you stand among those people. Family is the place where love is born, but it is also the place that forces of division often target first. When the bonds of love between generations are broken, many hearts grow weak and directionless. Yet I have placed you there for a purpose. You are called to guard the flame within that home. You are there to mend the threads that have begun to loosen, to rekindle the light of faith when the lamp in someone else's heart begins to fade. You may feel that you are not wise enough to solve every problem, and you may not know all the answers to the struggles within your family. But do not forget that you do not need every answer, because you have me. I am the light that never fades, the truth that never changes, and the life that never runs dry. When you invite me into the center of your family, that house begins to transform in ways you could never expect. Rooms once filled with tension will slowly soften. Words of accusation will give way to understanding. Hearts that were once closed will begin learning how to open again. When I dwell at the center of a home, it is no longer merely a place to live, it becomes a sacred place of peace. Dear family, I want to share something important with you all. Recently, our channel has been demonetized by YouTube, which means we no longer receive any earnings from our videos. Each video takes a lot of time, effort, editing, and resources to create, but we still want to continue spreading these powerful and uplifting messages to you. We truly wish to keep this channel alive and continue our mission, but doing this without any support is becoming very difficult. If our content has ever helped you, inspired you, or supported you in any way, we humbly request your support through Buy Me a Coffee. Even a small contribution helps us continue this journey. The support link is available in the comment section and the description. Thank you for your love, support, and prayers. God bless you. There. Prayer replaces complaint. Forgiveness replaces resentment. And love replaces fear. So do not think that the nights you spend praying are nights of weakness. Those nights are the moments when your soul is awakened. Through each quiet battle of faith, you will gradually see more clearly who truly holds authority over this world. It is not the world with its constant upheavals, nor human beings with their limitations, but me, the one who has already won the victory before any battle even begins. When you hold on to faith, you are building an invisible fence of light around your family. Continue to intercede for those you love, even if they never know you are doing it. Bless them, even if they do not yet understand your heart. Forgive, even while the wound within you still aches. Every time you choose love instead of bitterness, the power of heaven draws closer to the earth. Every time you choose forgiveness, darkness is forced to retreat another step. You may not see the results immediately, but I am using every prayer, every tear, every sigh of your heart to build something lasting. One day a new dawn will shine upon your life. When you look back on the nights you have passed through, you will realize that I never left you for even a moment. You will see that nothing you endured was wasted. The tears you once shed have become foundation stones for a house of peace. Your quiet prayers have become walls of protection surrounding your family. And then you will understand that even in the deepest nights of your life, my light was always there, quietly guiding your steps. My beloved child, let your heart grow steady in the quietness of this night. Do not let faith remain only on your lips as passing words. I want it to become the breath of your life, the way you treat others, the way you love, the way you protect those I have placed beside you. When faith truly lives within your heart, it does not stop at strengthening you alone. It spreads like light through generations. A heart that knows how to trust can open a path for an entire family to walk into peace. So never think that your small choices are meaningless. Each time you choose love instead of indifference, hope instead of despair, you are lighting a lamp that many others will eventually see. When you close your eyes tonight, know that I do not leave you even for a moment. My presence is beside you like a quiet guardian standing beside the bed of a beloved child. There are things you cannot see, yet I am still working. There are burdens too heavy for you to carry, yet I am carrying them for you. Even when you have no words left except a weary sigh, I hear it and turn it into a prayer before my throne. Never forget that. My love for your family is deeper than you imagine. I am not indifferent to what happens around you. My light is always stronger than darkness, and I will not allow darkness to rule over the home you have dedicated to me. Therefore, my child, continue to stand in faith. Do not allow weariness to stop your steps. Keep praying even when you have not yet seen results. Keep loving even when your heart has been wounded. Keep trusting even when circumstances have not changed. The faith you hold is not something fragile. It is like a weapon of light placed in your hands by heaven itself. When you use that faith to intercede for your family, to bless those you love, and to reject bitterness, you are pushing darkness away from your home. And remember this, no matter how deep the night becomes, dawn is drawing nearer with every passing moment, the dawn of restoration, the dawn of victory within the soul, and the dawn of a peace that no one can take away from you. Now, after you have passed through these hours of battle within your soul, let your spirit become still before me. Do not listen to my words only with your mind, but allow them to sink into the deepest places of your heart. Faith is not only understanding, it is the act of surrender. When you kneel and place every fear, every burden, and every circumstance beyond your control into my hands, you are placing your life into the hands of the Infinite One. You do not need to pretend to be strong before me. You do not need to strain to prove anything. Simply remain at rest in trust. and I will do the work you cannot do. When you surrender in peace, I begin to fight for you in ways you could never imagine. And when this night passes, you will see a new light, not only the light of the rising sun in the sky, but the light of victory within your soul. You will realize that when you felt weakest, I was closest to you. When you thought you were about to fall, it was my hand that lifted you up. And in those moments when you prayed for others, I was quietly healing the hidden wounds within your own heart. This is the wonder of faith. It not only protects you from darkness, but it renews your soul from within. So let this faith become the place where your soul meets me each day. Let your tears become sacred oil upon the altar of prayer. And let your trust become a lamp that lights the way for your entire family. I want you to know that your home is covered by my loving hands. Even if there are misunderstandings still unresolved, wounds not yet fully healed, or losses that still bring pain to your heart, I am patiently weaving a greater tapestry than you can see. In that tapestry, there are threads of tears, of prayer, of forgiveness, and of love. And your family, with all that they are experiencing, is being woven into it as a precious part of the loving plan I prepared long ago. My beloved child, when you feel your strength fading and your heart seems unable to stand any longer, it is precisely then that my power becomes most visible within you. You often think I act most strongly when you feel strong. But I tell you that many times, my strength is revealed most clearly when you recognize your weakness. When you no longer rely on your own ability and can only lean on me, the door of your soul opens for my power to enter. Do not fear those moments, for they are not signs that you are losing the battle. They are the moments when I rise to stand for you on the battlefield of your life. My child, your name is engraved in the palm of my hand. That means your life never leaves my sight for even a single moment. Not one tear you shed falls to the ground without my seeing it. Not one sigh dissolves into the air without my hearing it. When you think you have been left alone in lonely days, I am in truth holding you in my arms of protection, just as a mother bird spreads her wings over her young to shield them from the cold wind. So I cover your life with my wings. The storms of life may roar around you, but they cannot touch the place where I keep you. I am your refuge, the fortress your enemy cannot cross. You may look at the ruins of the past and believe that everything has been lost forever. Yet I do not build your life upon the ashes of what once was. I am preparing to rebuild what has fallen in a new way, upon a stronger foundation. I will rebuild your life with the wisdom you learned through tears, with the faith that matured through trials, and with the peace I have planted within your heart. One day you will look back and realize that what seemed like loss became the seeds of a radiant harvest. What you thought was the end was only the beginning of a deeper chapter in your journey with me. I am clothing you with my peace like a radiant mantle. This peace does not depend on circumstances, nor can it be shaken by the voices of the world. I shield you from accusations, from fear of tomorrow, and from old memories that try to pull you back into darkness. Not only your body is under my protection, your mind and soul are guarded as well. You do not need to live in anxiety that my love might be taken from you, for my love does not change with your failures. No power can snatch you from my hands, because my hands are not limited by time, and my love never fades. So lift up your head, my child. Days of restoration are closer than you think. I am preparing for the dry places within your heart to bloom again. Memories that once caused you pain will no longer remain only wounds. They will become testimonies of my grace in your life. I will use the very things that once caused you to stumble to teach you how to walk more firmly. I will turn the places where you once wept into places where you will sing praises. And when you look back upon the road you have traveled, you will see that no wound in your life was wasted. No part of your past lies outside my touch. There is no night so dark that my light cannot break through it. Therefore, let your soul rest in my presence. Breathe deeply and allow your breath to mingle with the peace that comes from heaven. Dear family, I want to share something important with you all. Recently, our channel has been demonetized by YouTube, which means we no longer receive any earnings from our videos. Each video takes a lot of time, effort, editing, and resources to create, but we still want to continue spreading these powerful and uplifting messages to you. We truly wish to keep this channel alive and continue our mission, but doing this without any support is becoming very difficult. If our content has ever helped you, inspired you, or supported you in any way, we humbly request your support through Buy Me a Coffee. Even a small contribution helps us continue this journey. The support link is available in the comment section and the description. Thank you for your love, support, and prayers. God bless you. My beloved child, there are times when you believe you are seeing the world clearly. Yet what lies before your eyes is only the outer layer of realities, far deeper than you realize. Human beings often trust their sight as though it were enough to understand everything. But I tell you that there is a way of seeing that goes far beyond the vision of the physical eyes. Two people may stand in the same circumstance, yet their souls respond in entirely different ways. One perceives a door of hope opening in the midst of hardship, while another sees only walls closing in around them. The difference does not lie in the situation itself, but in the light within their hearts. Therefore, I tell you that what ultimately shapes your understanding of life is not what appears before your eyes, but the light that shines within you. Scripture declares this truth clearly. The eye is the lamp of the body. If your eye is healthy, your whole body will be full of light. Matthew 6:2. When the sight of your soul is illuminated by faith, you will begin to recognize paths that fear would never allow you to see. In that hidden place within you, a silent battle is taking place. Your natural eyes cannot perceive it, yet your soul can sense its presence. Understand this. What the enemy desires most is not necessarily to take away everything you possess. What it truly seeks is to distort your spiritual vision. If the eyes of your soul become clouded, doubt begins to rise. Doubt toward the light. Doubt toward my words, and gradually your heart grows weary. But I did not create you to walk through life in such confusion. I have placed within you the ability to recognize truth, even when circumstances are still wrapped in fog. Remember the story of the prophet Elisha. When enemy armies surrounded the city where he lived, his servant trembled because all he could see was the powerful force before them. Yet Elisha prayed that the servant's eyes would be opened. And when his spiritual sight was revealed, he saw the mountain filled with horses and chariots of fire from heaven, protecting them. In that moment, he understood that what physical sight perceives is never the whole truth. This is the way I am teaching you to see, so that you will not be deceived by appearances. My child, your eyes are not merely instruments for observing life. They are also the gateway of your soul. Through that gateway, light may enter, or darkness may quietly slip inside. When your heart becomes filled with resentment, pride, or painful memories that you refuse to release, your perception slowly changes. You begin to look at others with suspicion, at the future with anxiety, and at yourself with quiet contempt. Yet this is not the life I intended for you. I created you so that the way you see the world would become a blessing to those around you. When your eyes are cleansed through repentance and love, you will begin to notice things you once overlooked. You will see that people are not defined solely by their mistakes, that circumstances are not limited to their present difficulties, and that the future is not a closed wall. Whenever my light touches your vision, you will discover seeds of hope beginning to grow even in places that once seemed barren. There are seasons when I allow you to walk through silence and darkness, and during those moments you may feel as though you have lost your way. But I tell you that those dark nights are not abandonment. They are the training ground for your spiritual sight. When the light around you becomes faint, you learn to recognize the smallest glimmer of truth. When you can no longer rely on your emotions, you begin to rely on faith. Step by step, you discover that I have never left you. In the night, your soul becomes more sensitive to my presence. You begin to discern which voices carry truth and which are merely echoes of fear. In this way, I deepen your perception, so that when the dawn arrives, you will not simply see the world, you will perceive my purpose moving within it. Understand also that when I open the eyes of your soul, it brings with it a sacred responsibility. One who has seen the light can no longer live as though they have never encountered it. When I allow you to perceive another person's pain, it is not so that you may stand at a distance and judge them, but so that you may become a hand of healing. When I allow you to see darkness covering someone's heart, it is not so that you may condemn them, but so that you may carry light into that place. And when I reveal truth within your own life, it is an invitation to walk into freedom. The light I place within your eyes is not meant to be hidden for yourself alone. It is a small lamp meant to shine within the night of this world. Therefore, my beloved child, guard the purity of your sight. Do not allow the temporary distractions of this world to blur the eternal truth I place before you. When you learn to see through the guidance of my Spirit, you will understand that even during your most difficult days, my light is still at work. You will recognize that every trial is only a thin veil of mist before the dawn I have already prepared. And as you walk forward with eyes illuminated by that light, your life will become a living testimony that I remain near, that I continue to guide, and that I faithfully shine upon your path day after day. My beloved child, pause for a moment and listen to what I speak from the depths of your soul. Many people walk upon this earth with eyes wide open, yet their hearts remain asleep in darkness. They see countless things before them but fail to understand what is truly happening. Their ears hear many voices, yet their spirits cannot distinguish truth from illusion. Because of this, they are easily drawn toward outward brilliance without realizing the emptiness within it. The enemy of the soul is subtle. It rarely appears in frightening forms, but often disguises itself in attractive beauty that deceives human vision. It can make darkness appear like light and falsehood resemble truth. But my light does not enchant the soul in such a way. My light humbles the heart and draws it toward holiness. As it is written, the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. John 1:5. When that light touches a soul, it does not produce pride but awakens reverence and compassion for every person I have created. From this place I want to teach you something deeper. Learn to see the world with your soul, not merely with your physical eyes. When you encounter someone carrying deep wounds, do not look only at the roughness of their behavior and turn away. Look deeper and recognize the place within them that longs for healing. When you meet someone who has done wrong, do not see only their sin. See also the possibility of transformation that grace can bring. For when you see through my light, you begin to understand that every soul is on a journey of becoming. Remember the story of Zacchaeus, the tax collector whom many despised. The crowd saw only a greedy man. Yet when he climbed the tree to see Jesus, I saw a heart searching for light. When I called him by name and entered his house, his life changed. The one considered a sinner became a man who restored what he had taken unjustly and chose to walk in righteousness. Through that story, I show you that heaven often sees what the world overlooks. For this reason, your eyes must be cleansed daily within the presence of my word. You cannot view the world only through fleeting emotions or through the opinions of others. When you open Scripture, my light moves through its words and shines into your soul like clear water washing dust from your vision. My word reminds you that you do not walk alone and that you are not meant to see life through the fears of humanity. As it is written, Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. Psalm 119:105. When you place my promises before your eyes, you will not easily be deceived by the glittering illusions of this world. My light not only illuminates your path, it teaches you how to recognize truth amid the many voices around you. In time, you will begin to understand that the way you look at the world reflects the condition of your heart. If your gaze is often filled with anger, it reveals wounds within you that still need healing. If your eyes appear weary and empty, it may be because you have spent too long focusing on things that exhaust your soul while forgetting to look toward me. But when your heart is touched by my love, your eyes will soften. You will find yourself weeping at another person's pain, rejoicing when goodness is lifted up, and hoping even when circumstances remain unchanged. When this transformation begins, you are gradually receiving the vision of heaven, and as your vision changes, so will the path you walk. For where your eyes rest is the direction toward which your life moves. There will be moments when your eyes feel weary from too many tears. I see every tear you believe no one else notices. I know the nights when you sit in silence wondering why everything seems so unclear. But do not think that your tears are wasted. I use them to cleanse your sight. Dear family, I want to share something important with you all. Recently, our channel has been demonetized by YouTube, which means we no longer receive any earnings from our videos. Each video takes a lot of time, effort, editing, and resources to create, but we still want to continue spreading these powerful and uplifting messages to you. We truly wish to keep this channel alive and continue our mission, but doing this without any support is becoming very difficult. If our content has ever helped you, inspired you, or supported you in any way, we humbly request your support through Buy Me a Coffee. Even a small contribution helps us continue this journey. The support link is available in the comment section and the description. Thank you for your love, support, and prayers. God bless you. Every tear shed in faith is like gentle rain, watering the garden of your soul. After rain falls, the soil softens and seeds begin to grow. In the same way, I sometimes allow things you thought were certain to leave your life not to harm you, but to help you realize that the true source of your light does not lie within those things. I close one door so that you may discover a path you had never noticed before. Thus, the journey of spiritual vision is the journey of faith. You will learn to see what has not yet appeared and to trust what is not yet fully revealed. When your sight is fixed upon what is eternal, peace will guide your steps even when storms surround you. You will no longer be pulled downward by comparison or by the judgments of others. You will know that your worth does not come from the gaze of the world, but from my gaze upon you. And when you learn to see life with compassion, you will realize that every person you meet is searching for light just as you are. My beloved child, I am seeking those whose eyes remain pure so that my light may shine through them into the world. When you look at others with love, that light will flow from you even without your awareness. A gaze filled with forgiveness can calm a heart burning with anger. A look filled with hope can awaken a soul that has long slept in despair. This world does not lack words, it lacks eyes that carry truth and mercy. Therefore, guard your eyes as one would protect a small lamp in the wind. Do not allow the corruption of this world to dim the light I have placed within you. Let your eyes rest in my presence so that I may heal the wounds life has left behind. Each time you close your eyes in prayer, I cleanse your vision so that when you open them again, you will see the world through new light. And the day will come when others will look into your eyes and recognize that within you shines a light not born from this world. That light will guide wandering souls back to the path. And through your gaze, they will discover that my grace is still alive among humanity. My beloved child, before you rush to look at the world through your familiar eyes, pause and allow me to touch the vision of your soul. There are things you believe you already understand, yet you have only glimpsed their outer surface. The world teaches you to open your eyes in order to observe. But I teach you to see in order to understand. Seeing and truly perceiving are not the same. Some stand in brilliant light while their souls remain in darkness because they do not recognize the source of the true light. But when you allow me to touch the hidden eyes of your heart, you will begin to notice what once escaped your attention. You will understand that this world is not merely a collection of visible images, but a stream of unseen purposes. That is why my word declares, "Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God." Matthew 5:8. When your heart is renewed, the eyes of your soul are opened, and you begin to perceive truth beyond appearances. What matters most, therefore, is not how many things you see, but by which light you see them. If the light within you is shaped by fear, every circumstance will appear as a threat. But if the light within you is shaped by trust, you will recognize doors where others see only walls. Many walk through life with open eyes while their souls remain lost. They chase the dazzling lights of fame, power, and worldly knowledge. These lights glitter like great lamps, yet they are often only borrowed light, not the true source. The enemy does not need to appear frightening in order to deceive. It often comes disguised as false brilliance, beautiful enough to attract attention, subtle enough to blur spiritual sight. It plants distorted images within the mind until truth and illusion become difficult to distinguish, and the soul grows weary chasing things that do not give life. For this reason, I remind you that your eyes are more than instruments for viewing the world. They are the gateway of your soul. Through that gateway, light may enter, but darkness may also creep in. If resentment, envy, or fear guide your vision, you will begin to see everything through a shadowed veil. Yet when you turn your eyes toward me, your perception changes. You begin to recognize hope even in barren circumstances. You realize that what the world calls failure may actually be the doorway I use to lead someone toward a new path. What you see outwardly often reflects what you believe inwardly. Therefore, I say to you, keep your vision filled with light, so that your soul may be filled with life. Remember the story of Bartimaeus, the blind man whom many overlooked along the crowded road. When my son passed by, the crowd saw only an ordinary beggar and tried to silence him. Yet while many who possessed sight failed to recognize who walked among them, the blind man saw through faith. Though his physical eyes could not see, his soul recognized the light. He cried out, "Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me." When he came near, my son touched him and opened his eyes. That moment was not only a miracle for his physical sight, it was a testimony that sometimes those considered blind are the ones who see most clearly. Learn from that story, true vision does not always come from the eyes, but from faith placed in the right place. Your spiritual sight is also refined through seasons of darkness. There are times when you walk without clearly seeing the road ahead, and you think you have lost direction. Yet it is precisely in those moments that I am training your vision. When outward light fades, you begin to discover the light within. When emotions no longer guide you, trust begins to grow. Just as the night sky reveals countless stars only after the sun sets, your soul often perceives deeper truths when it passes through dark seasons. I do not allow darkness to destroy you, but to reveal the true light already placed within you. My light does not come to overwhelm you, but to heal the way you see. Many people fear light because they have lived in darkness for so long. When light appears, they turn away because they do not want to face what is real. Yet my light is gentler than you imagine. It does not force or burn. It patiently enters places within you that have long been closed. It wipes away the dust of painful memories, shame, and lies you once believed about yourself. Each time you allow my light to touch your vision, I am rewriting the way you understand your life. Gradually, you will realize that I am teaching you to see the world through the eyes of heaven. When I look at people, I do not see only the mistakes they have made. I see what they may yet become. When I look at a broken life, I see the soil where grace can grow. When I look at you, I do not define you by your past, but by the future I have prepared. This is why I desire your vision to be renewed. When you learn to see as I see, you will no longer rush to judge or fall quickly into despair. You will understand that even shattered pieces can become material for something beautiful. Therefore, my beloved child, allow me to touch the deep eyes of your soul each day. Let your vision become a doorway for light rather than darkness. When you learn to see through my light, your steps will change. Fear will no longer guide you, understanding will. Confusion will give way to the quiet knowledge that I am guiding each step of your journey. And when that light dwells within your eyes, you will perceive what many have never seen, that true life always begins with my light. And wherever that light reigns, darkness loses its power. My beloved child, there is a deep truth I want you to understand about the journey of the soul. True vision is not born in comfort. The eyes of your spirit do not become clear merely through knowledge or outward experience. They are refined through seasons when you feel most fragile. When you weep and your heart breaks under the weight of life's truth, you may think those tears reveal weakness. Yet I tell you that within those very tears I am doing a sacred work. Tears are not only the language of pain, they are waters that cleanse the dust covering your inner sight. When you weep because you long for what is right, because you regret what was wrong, or because truth touches your heart deeply, I am touching the hidden eyes within you. As it is written, those who sow in tears shall reap with shouts of joy. Psalm 1, 2, 6, 5. Tears are not the end of hope. They are the soil in which seeds of light are planted. From there, you will begin to understand that seeing truth can sometimes cause the soul to tremble. I do not open your eyes merely to show you pleasant things. Dear family, I want to share something important with you all. Recently, our channel has been demonetized by YouTube, which means we no longer receive any earnings from our videos. Each video takes a lot of time, effort, editing, and resources to create, but we still want to continue spreading these powerful and uplifting messages to you. We truly wish to keep this channel alive and continue our mission, but doing this without any support is becoming very difficult. If our content has ever helped you, inspired you, or supported you in any way, we humbly request your support through Buy Me a Coffee. Even a small contribution helps us continue this journey. The support link is available in the comment section and the description. Thank you for your love, support, and prayers. God bless you. I open them so that you may recognize what is real, even when that truth wounds your heart. Freedom does not come from avoiding reality. It comes when you dare to face it. There may be corners within your heart that you once refused to examine. Yet when I lead you closer to my light, those hidden places appear not to shame you, but to be healed. Remember the story of the blind man in Bethsaida. When my son touched his eyes the first time, he did not see clearly. He said people looked like trees walking. But after the second touch, his sight became completely clear. That moment teaches you that spiritual vision unfolds through a process. Sometimes you see only dimly, but if you continue drawing near to me, the light will grow until it becomes complete. As that light spreads within your heart, you will begin to notice that many things that once seemed large in your mind become small. What the world celebrates will no longer captivate you as before. You will discover the value of sincerity above eloquent words, and the beauty of humility above false glory. A quiet act of kindness will shine brighter than loud promises. A sincere smile in hardship will become more precious than the applause of crowds. When your eyes are illuminated by my light, you start to see life the way I see it. Every moment, even the smallest, carries meaning. An unexpected meeting, a timely word, or even a moment of silence within the day can become a place where my presence leaves its mark. Remember also that your spiritual sight is nourished by faith. Faith is like a lamp I place in your hands when you walk along a road that is not yet fully lit. When you see through faith, you perceive the path even before it becomes visible. You sense answers before hearing the voice that speaks them. You recognize miracles forming even while you wait. That is why I teach you that faith is not merely believing what has already been seen. It is seeing with the heart before your eyes. Confirm it. When faith becomes the light guiding your steps, fear will no longer control your path. You will walk like someone who already knows that dawn is approaching even while the night still surrounds you. Yet I also want you to remain watchful of the things that seek to blur your vision in this age. The enemy does not always appear in frightening forms. Often it comes wrapped in what seems bright and attractive. It uses captivating images, intense émotions, and pleasant promises to draw your attention. It persuades you that what shines on the outside is what deserves to be pursued, while what is truly real is often quiet and simple. It encourages you to compare yourself with others so that your gaze is always directed outward instead of turning inward to the place where I dwell. But my true light has no need to display itself loudly. It is like the dawn, silent yet certain, gentle yet impossible to stop. Therefore, guard your eyes carefully, for whatever you focus on most deeply will slowly shape the soul within you. If you continually look at fear, your life will be filled with trembling, but if you lift your eyes toward me, your heart will discover strength. Even if you have once wandered among false images, I have never abandoned you. I have placed within you the ability to restore the light. There are eyes that have been blinded by sorrow, yet I can make them see again. There are visions that have been distorted by disappointment, yet I can make them clear once more. My light does not shine only from outside of you, it lives within you. When you allow me to dwell in your heart, that light will begin to flow outward through the way you see. Others may not understand why your eyes carry such peace, yet they will sense that your soul has touched something far beyond this world. Therefore, each morning, open your heart before me and ask me to clarify your vision. Say to me, Father, help me recognize what you are doing in this day. When you begin the day with such a prayer, you will see that even small things become filled with meaning. Sunlight passing through the window, the call of birds in the early morning, a kind word from a stranger, each of these can become a sign of my presence. And when night falls, close your eyes in gratitude. For eyes that know how to give thanks are not easily overtaken by darkness. I desire that your sight become clear like spring water, strong like fire, and gentle like the light of dawn. For those eyes are not only meant to see the world, but also to illuminate it. And I tell you this truth, there will come a day when you truly behold me with a whole and surrendered heart, and many things that once troubled you will quietly lose their power. The fears that once weighed heavily upon you will dissolve like mist before the rising sun. The pursuits you once chased with all your strength will no longer hold the same attraction. In that moment, your gaze will carry a peace that no circumstance can steal away. And anyone who looks into your eyes will know that you no longer live by the light of this world alone, but by the light that comes from me. Before you offer the words that rise from the deepest places of your soul, allow your heart to become still in my presence. Do not speak only with your lips, but let every prayer rise from the deepest place within you, where faith and trust breathe together. Therefore now open your heart, place every thought, every worry, and every longing before me, and lift up your most sincere prayers. Almighty God, my loving Father, I ask that you touch the eyes of my spirit and restore their clarity. Wash away every layer of dust, fear, doubt, and the false images that the world has placed before my sight. Teach me to see life through your light, so that when I look upon people I do not see only their faults, but the value you have placed within them. And when I face hardship, I do not see only trials, but the doorway through which you lead me toward growth in you. Merciful Father, teach me the art of compassion. When I encounter those who are wounded, let me not look at them with judgment, but with a heart that understands their pain. When I meet those who have lost their way, remind me that your grace can reach any soul. Let my eyes become a small light in this world, so that through me others may sense your love and gentleness. Lord of life, I ask that you guard my eyes from being drawn downward by the temporary things of this world. Protect my vision from comparison, from pride, and from voices that would cause my soul to lose its direction. Help me always to lift my eyes toward you, for where I fix my gaze is where my steps will eventually lead. Anchor my vision in what is eternal, so that even if the road is narrow and the winds rise against me, I will continue to walk in peace. Beloved God, when my eyes grow weary with tears and I can no longer see the path ahead clearly, come near and wipe away every tear. Use those very tears to cleanse my soul so that my sight becomes clearer than before. Help me understand that even in the darkest night, your light is still at work, guiding me step by step toward the place you have prepared. Gracious Father, I pray that your light would not only dwell within me, but also shine through me. Let my gaze carry forgiveness, hope, and love. May every person I encounter feel your peace through my eyes, my words, and my actions, so that my life becomes a testimony that you are living and working in this world. Heavenly Father, I thank you because you never leave me to walk in darkness, but patiently open the eyes of my soul so that I may recognize the true light. I know that even when I am weak or when I lose my way, your love remains there to guide me back onto the right path. Merciful God, I also thank you for every tear, every trial, and every closed door I have faced, because through them you are teaching me to see life through faith. I trust that your light will continue to guide me until the day when my eyes fully reflect your glory. I offer this prayer in the holy name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so that together we may build a strong community of faith. Dear family, I want to share something important with you all. Recently, our channel has been demonetized by YouTube, which means we no longer receive any earnings from our videos. Each video takes a lot of time, effort, editing, and resources to create, but we still want to continue spreading these powerful and uplifting messages to you. We truly wish to keep this channel alive and continue our mission, but doing this without any support is becoming very difficult. If our content has ever helped you, inspired you, or supported you in any way, we humbly request your support through Buy Me a Coffee. Even a small contribution helps us continue this journey. The support link is available in the comment section and the description. Thank you for your love, support, and prayers. God bless you.